There. Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Bob Reyes of the Mozilla Philippines community. This is another session of the Mozilla PH Office Hours. I'm with Fred. Fred, bati ka muna. Hey, Fred.
Hi everyone, mabuhay.
Mabuhay, kamusta kayo dyan?
Very good. And maybe by tomorrow, my third booster na with the Chinese vaccine.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so makunahan na. So,
Mm.
para sa mga hindi nakakalam, so my name is Bob Reyes. I'm based in Manila. Si Fred is based on
Abu Dhabi, UAE,
Abu
United
Dhabi.
Arab Emirates.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Cool. Okay. So yun. So this is the office hours and for the last 2 weeks, we do not have any session. We're that busy. Okay. So hindi kami makapag-live stream. But we are promising something awesome tonight. Okay. Why? We have a very special guest. But before that, we go with our usual spiel. Okay. So this is our weekly meetup online. And tonight, our guest is Miss JC May Palmes of WordPress Iloilo to talk about WordPress. But before that, let me introduce our community. So this is the Mozilla Philippines community, and we are here in the Philippines to promote what Mozilla believes. And we started a few years back with Netscape. So that's yung history ng Mozilla was with Netscape. That was in 1990s. Bata pa ako noon. Bata pa kami ni Fred no high school po kami. Okay. So then there was a project called Mozilla.org and it's actually when Netscape gave away the source code of their product to the entire world as an open source project for free. And that's how we started. And from then on, the foundation evolved. And being a nonprofit organization, we have a mission. So what's our mission? Our mission is to build a better internet and to ensure that the internet will remain as a global public resource that is open and accessible to all. And lastly, to have an internet that truly puts people first so that individuals can shape their own experiences so that they can be empowered, safe, and independent online. Here in the Philippines, we are going to celebrate our 12th anniversary next month. So stay tuned. We are cooking something. Okay. So this is our team. What's keeping us busy? We are trying to finish the localization of Firefox to Tagalog, Cebuano, and Hiligaynon. As of now, if you are speaking Tagalog, you can download the Tagalog version of Firefox, the latest one. It's up and running. That's Firefox for desktop. While we are working on the Firefox for Android versions in Cebuano and Hiligaynon. And for Hiligaynon, it's Fred who's spearheading that uh, effort. We are also advocating free and open source software, online security and privacy by means of social media posts, reminders, online events, meetups. We participate in lawmaking procedures. We nag lawmakers for them to wake up and do their job. We are also working on a learning management system wherein it will be filled with contents related to localization, privacy, web development, and Rust programming. As of now, we are using our LMS to onboard new localizers. These are volunteers who help us translate our products and websites into Tagalog, Cebuano, and Hiligaynon. If you want to join us later, I'll show you where to go. Mozilla is best known for our product, which is Firefox, and this is our mantra. We are committed to you, your privacy, and an open web. So the Firefox family is composed of several products. So the most common and most popular is the Firefox web browser. So we also have Firefox Lockwise and Firefox Monitor. The ones that you see at the bottom are the different flavors of Firefox. So we have nightly, developer, and the beta. We also have Firefox for Android, for mobile, and for iOS. Okay, so this is the latest version. It's version 91.02. So kung hindi pa kayo nakakapag-download or hindi kayo gumagamit ng Firefox, I invite you to try it out. Okay, so if you can see on my screen, it's Tagalog because I'm using the Tagalog version. And lastly, we have a service called Firefox Relay. So what is Firefox Relay? Firefox Relay is an easy to use email alias or forwarder. So if you don't want to give your actual email address, your real email address to websites or web services that you don't trust, we invite you to sign up, go to relay.firefox.com, and so that you can generate your Firefox Relay email addresses. You don't have to give them your real email address. Just give them your relay or forwarders. Upcoming events. For this Monday, we are going to have the monthly meeting of our localization team. If you want to join, just go to chat.mozilla.org. It's happening by 9 p.m. Manila time. Okay. So when you go to the chat website of Mozilla, just search for the Mozilla Philippines room. We are there. Okay. So if you want to become one of our volunteers, just sign up via join.mozillaph.org. Thank you to our friends at apper.ph for sponsoring our Zoom Pro account for this year. Maraming salamat, our friends at apper.ph. So again, so what are we looking for? We need volunteers to test and use our products. We need people who can help us share the word about free and open source software and online privacy. And we need people who are willing to learn and to be trained so that we can help other people to become web literate and be more awesome online. Isa lang yung pupunta nyo, join.mozillaph.org. So we have our community portal, etc. These are our social media channels. So we are on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. If you're watching, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we are also on Instagram. If you want to get in touch with us, if you have questions, anything, wag lang mat. Joke. Okay. You may go to info@mozillaphilippines.org. Okay. Or if you are the chatty one, just go to chat.mozilla.org. There should be someone nakatambay dun sa Mozilla Philippines room from time to time. Okay. So yan, ang ating contact points. And for tonight, okay, may dadagdag ka ba, Fred, before we call on our guest?
Yeah. We're inviting all the localizers in Cebuano, Hiligaynon, Tagalog to join in our endeavors. No, lately we already updated our stuff in Puntun for Hiligaynon just a couple of days. So yeah, hopefully this day we can add more translators there in our group.
Yes, so maraming salamat. So don't you worry, if you are going to sign up as a volunteer, we'll guide you. There's an onboarding process and it is online and it's for free. We don't charge any cost, okay? So yun. So for tonight, let's call on our guest. She is the community lead of WordPress Iloilo to talk about what WordPress is. So lagi kong narinig yung WordPress eh. Gumagamit ka ba nun, Fred? WordPress?
Yeah, actually I have a lot of sites under written in WordPress actually. And most of
Ayos.
the sites, yeah.
Actually, sa Mozilla rin eh. Karamihan ng websites namin sa WordPress na. Okay, so I'm going to call on the virtual stage JC May Paunes. Hi, JC. Kamusta?
Hey, morning,
Long
good
time no see.
evening, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long
Kamusta
time.
kayo dyan?
Um, Surviving.
Good. So, just for the benefit of our listeners, our viewers, you are based dito sa Pilipinas, right?
I'm based in Iloilo City. Yes.
Go, yo, Iloilo.
Philippines.
Nice. Okay. Iloilo. Okay, I'm from Makati, pero yung football club is based in Iloilo. So yun, football. Okay, so she is going to give us a short talk about WordPress. So she prepared something. So I'm going to hand over the virtual stage to JC, and we'll see each other after a few minutes. If you have questions, feel free to use the chat box of our Facebook page or of our YouTube channel. And we'll try to answer them after the presentation of JC. Okay? Sige, JC, take it away.
Okay. Okay. Let me wait. Am I sharing my slides or not yet? Yeah. Let me
Yep. We can see
just.
that.
Okay.
There, that one.
This
Okay.
one. Okay.
Cool.
I am going to start with a disclaimer. I do not know everything, but I do know enough. So now that that simple fact is established, let me introduce myself. I'm JC, and I'm here to talk about WordPress. So, JC Palmas, I'm a senior front end engineer at WebDev Studios and the WordPress Iloilo community lead. So what exactly is a WordPress meetup? I'm going to start with that. It's like all meetup groups in general, but specifically for the benefit of the WordPress community as a whole. It's a safe place where like-minded individuals can, share their WordPress experiences and to gain knowledge and ask and or answer questions and get help from everyone in the community. Um, it's not all about WordPress though. When you go to WordPress meetups, you can basically talk about anything, and everyone will be there to help you out if they can. Um, okay, so there are, I think, a few WordPress meetup groups in the Philippines. The main one is WordPress User Group Philippines. There's of course WordPress Iloilo, there's WordPress Cebu, there's WordPress Davao, um, Baguio, there's Bacolod. Um, I'm not sure if I missed anyone, but those meetup groups are the ones that I constantly have been in contact with. So let's get to it. What is WordPress? So for those who do not know what WordPress is, WordPress was created back in 2003, and it's based on off the B2 Cafe Log project, and it started off as a collaboration between Matt Mullenweg and Mike Little. But right now it is made by a huge community of contributors. It's a content management system, and it is the simplest, most popular way to create a website. Simple is probably not how I'm going to personally define it, but mainly because it is my job to make it do stuff that is not default to the usual WordPress 5-minute install. Um, so WordPress is currently used by 78% of all websites that uses a known CMS or content management system. And that makes up 42.99% of all websites. So to put it simply, WordPress powers over 1/3 of the entire web. And as of yesterday, according to builtwith.com, there are 28 million, 183,568 live websites using WordPress. And what kind of websites can you make with WordPress? So usually WordPress is used for blogs. You can do business websites with it. There's e-commerce. There's a lot. Sky's the limit. And these are the top 10,000 sites in the internet that uses WordPress. There's bestbuy.com, Binance, Bitly, all of these are using WordPress. As I've said, sky's the limit. And I have a really short slide, so I am going to do a sort of live thing with you guys because I prepared. So WordPress has come a long way, and the current WordPress version is 5.8. Um, Tatum, Tatum, potato, it's the same, and I don't know how to pronounce it, but 5.8. And there are a lot to unpack in this latest update. Things that I won't really discuss for now because we won't have time to go over them all, but I do want to go over a few features, mainly the full site editing and the theme JSON. And I'm going to end my slideshow here because I'm going to do it live. If you want to know more about what is on WordPress 5.8, you can go to the field guide. Is this a field guide? No, this is not a field guide. This one, field guide. So all of the stuff that is added on WordPress 5.8 are going to be here. But if you want to check the features, that's going to be, really easy to digest. You can go to Kinsta because they did a pretty good job with explaining a lot of stuff. So full site editing, there's let me start with the top. There's WebP support added in, custom template. I'm going to show you that in a bit. There is theme blocks. Wait, not that. Query loop block. I'm going to show you that later. I am just winging this, okay? But yeah, I'll be answering some questions later, right after I'm done showing you stuff. Normalize. Yeah, so the toolbar is a lot more user-friendly. And then you can now embed PDFs natively. So you just drop in your PDF and then it will just show. You don't need any third-party plugin to do that. It will just show. And there's some settings that you can change if you want to. Then there's Bluetone block support where you can change your images to a Bluetone. There's table blocks. Let's see. And theme JSON. The theme JSON is probably my favorite feature of this version, together with the full site editing updates. Okay, so in order to, oh, not that yet. So this is 5.8, and there's in widgets, the widget has a total makeover. So you can now add in blocks to widgets, and I can show you that when everything has loaded. Okay, so this is how the widgets now appear, and everything here are blocks. So if it's a widget before, then you will see that it's called a legacy widget, but you can add in basically all of the blocks. Well, most of them. You can add in all of this. And okay. And I am going to show you the theme editor to add in a template without doing any code. So this is by default, themes will not support this. So you'll have to add in support. And to do that, you'll need to add this to your theme. So right now I am using the double D underscores theme, and that has block support added in already. 2021 does not have, I think it does not have support for blocks, but there's another theme that you can play around with that is the block-based template for 2021, and it's DT1. That did appear, right? This one. So this is the experimental block-based version of 2021. you can play around with that if you want. Okay, so back here, so you'll see, because I am using a theme that has a support for blocks and template support, you can basically add in a new template. Let's just call it test. And okay, so with full site editing, you have a lot more control over how you want a page to look like. You can use this for different pages, and there are some blocks that can, there's the logo block, site logo block, and you can just add it. No, not there. Okay, I'm really watching this. Why not? Okay, so then you click on this, and then you'll see that this part of the template is the header element. So you can add in blocks to this or remove them if you don't want them to show up. So I am going to add in the site logo. Okay, let's do that. And then I want to take this out. And then I don't want a title for this page, but I do want to add in another thing. Let me see. Let me change this into the footer, and then add in another site logo. So this is the footer, and I don't have any content to put it into. Let me, okay, so this block is going to be a column block, and this, I want it to be 50-50, then just let's drag this down to the bottom because that's the footer, and then I want a, oh, this block here is a new one as well. It allows you to basically show custom post types and posts and have it show a lot more stuff than the default. Yeah. Wait, come on. Live. Yeah. Let's start over. All right. That one, and then I will want to, I want to start blank. You can just show a title and a date if you want. You can show title, date, and an excerpt, just like that one, or there. You can show how many, you can change how many posts you want to show in this particular block. And you can do offsets, you can do max page. So let's just publish that and see how it looks like. So once you have created your new template, you can just, okay, come on, publish. Did that publish? Yeah, it did. So I am going to use this template now for this one page, and let's publish that. So this is my really nice looking template. And if we go to another page on the side, it has a really big logo. Okay. Yeah, so I have two different templates. This template was created just by adding it as a new template without any code. So you can do whatever you want basically, and then just use it for whichever page you want to use it to. And it will have a different look from the other pages of your website. And in JSON. Okay, let's open that. Okay. Okay, let me show you. So theme JSON here. So theme JSON is added to the themes top level directory, and this is where you can configure your default settings like font sizes, colors, paddings, all the presets. So let me show you. It did not open up. Wait. Okay. So right now, what I have in my theme JSON. So if your theme does not have a theme JSON file, you just create one and then add in. There's a test theme JSON that you can use, or you can just copy this, add it here, and that will basically be a starter for your theme JSON. So I've added in a custom color palette. There's primary, there's all of these colors, and I have a gradient set. I have color set for the, I mean, yeah. For the paragraph, you can set colors on a per block basis. So for the paragraph block, I've set it to use custom. So if you added in custom true, then you'll be able to select the color selector, is that what it's called? And just basically choose whatever color you want. And I've set the layout, content size, white size, and then font families. You can set the font sizes. And if you don't want people to, people to change the font sizes when you're creating a page or a post in your website, then you can set it to false. And custom font weight, that's set to true. So with all of those set, if I go click on this and can then check on colors, you see that I have all of the colors that I've set here. So let me show you how to change that. And I've set, I did set it. Wait. Yeah, so this is a paragraph block. And you can see that there's a custom color link here. And it's only because I've set paragraph block to be able to use a custom color. But for the other blocks, you won't be able to choose another color because I've set it to false. And gradient, I only have one gradient set, and this is this. Let me see that. That will basically give us a few colors than before. Yeah, so I only have this colors now because I deleted them. So if I preview this page, yeah, that's a really big logo. Yeah, so this are the colors. So when you're setting colors in your theme JSON, you don't have to add it to a CSS style, just like you do, well, just like custom color palettes were done before, where you have to add in styles for that particular color, add in a function to get it to work. So right now, just adding in all of this will just make it work. You don't have to do anything else. What else? Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm open to questions if you want, because I haven't really prepared and I'd rather answer questions.
Okay. Sige. That every time that we have a live coding session sa office hours, it's always awesome. So there's one question here kay Jezreel. So sabi niya, it's a nice feature, maybe it's WordPress. I use it when I was in college because it's a requirement for my subject to have a passing grade. That's cool. I wonder if WordPress has this analytics feature to track down viewers and convert them into loyal viewers. So analytics for
Uh, Analytics.
WordPress.
So I usually turn to a really popular plugin for analytics, Yoast, and you can probably check that out if you want analytics to work out of the box for you. But when creating a theme for a website, you just have to make sure that everything is good to go and everything is accessible, and that will help you a lot too. With regards to getting loyal subscribers, that's up to your content.
Okay, cool. So there is another question also from Jezreel. Is there uh is there any feature to monetize WordPress? Maybe it's one of the most common question and popular ones. How to monetize WordPress?
Make good content
Okay. True, true.
and get a theme or create a theme that's really fast. Get a good hosting.
If for someone who is just starting to blog, um would you suggest for this person to have his or her own domain right away, or just to play with wordpress.com first?
It's really up to you. If you want to shell out money, then well, WordPress is basically free, right? But hosting, um, getting your own domain, those are not free. So if you are good with those, with spending for those, then I suggest you go with your own domain because that's just the way to go. If you are just well, just playing around or well, creating your website in WordPress.com is definitely one way to go. So it's a case to case basis.
So aside from creating WordPress websites, as a developer, do you still maintain your own WordPress website, the personal one?
I am my worst client, and I've been trying to redesign my website for well since the pandemic started, but I haven't gotten around to it. It's on WordPress. Am I still sharing? Am I?
Oh no, here. Okay, okay, cool. Unicorn.
This is my website. It's on WordPress. It's also using the Delphi underscore theme. It's very customizable. So check it out. Um,
Cool.
the last time I
You, ma-
blogged
you made
was
that effect.
yes,
Cool.
hmm April 2018. So I don't blog.
Mahirap
Uh,
hanapin yung time no, to vlog.
oh no. I just don't have the time and recreating my website from scratch. That's I don't really. I mean, redesigning it, just doing the mockups and everything takes a lot of time, and I am never satisfied. So
Yup.
it will stay as
Sakit
is
yata talaga
for
ng mga
now.
devs yun, ano? Mahirap
Oh
mahirap
no.
i-satisfy yung sarili. It's
Yeah,
easier to
sure.
satisfy other people than yourself, okay?
Mhm.
Eto, may tanong si Coach Rai. Sabi niya is, I often encounter problems with plugin compatibility with the latest WordPress versions. Is there a best practice to manage this without developing my own plugins and without losing security updates?
Make a backup of your website first. Do a test compatibility test in your local before you update anything, especially if it's a breaking update. Um, but basically, keep a backup. It's you'll need it.
Speaking of backups, any plugin that you can recommend for people to use to back up their websites aside from the manual FTP?
I personally use Backup Buddy and WP TV Pro. Migrate TV Pro. Yeah.
Mm.
So, but both of those plugins are paid plugins. There are, I think, some free ones that are good as well, but I haven't personally used them.
Ako, wala akong budget for backup eh. So I use backup WP, yung freebie. Free. And then I save it to my Google Drive. So yun, at least yung Google Drive ko
Yeah, that
medyo
works too.
doon na lang. Yeah, it works for me.
Um,
And medyo nung dati nagka-problema ako kasi may gusto mang-hack ng website ko. Okay? Yeah. Yung mga gusto mang-hack diyan. Sinisira yung ano ko, yung team ko, okay? So yun. Sino pa ba may tanong? Ako may personal na tanong. For someone who is not technically adept with HTML, with how web works, gaano kadaling gumamit ng WordPress?
it's up to your use case. It can be as simple as you want it to be, like installing plugins, dragging, dropping stuff. If you want to have a really customized version with all of the features that are tailored to you, then you'll need to do some coding. And it's not simple.
Advisable pa ba na ano, let's say you're going to hire a designer for your for your team or just buy off the shelf na themes?
Uh, I, well, I personally do my own themes. I use a framework or a base theme. So for now, as I mentioned, WD underscores, it's a pretty good theme. Not because it's from my company, but because it just works. So, and you can use the default themes as well. They're done pretty well, and you can do a lot of customizations with them. So if that's up your alley, then go do that. If you want to really create something unique, then start from scratch.
Cool. So, yeah, creating something from scratch. Tapos yun, siguro related sa tanong din ni Jezreel kanina, na how do you monetize WordPress aside from the content? You can also create, say, a plugin
Yes,
or
you
a
create a
theme, di ba?
theme or a plugin and offer premium support.
Yeah. Mukhang mas malaki kita doon kaysa doon sa content. Had you tried
Oo nga,
creating
no?
a theme or plugin and then sell it?
Not sell it. I've created a lot of plugins and a lot of themes. It's up for free download or on the repository.
Cool. Yan. Pero may mga kilala ko, mas malaki kita doon. Baka
Oh, mas
nakikinig yung
malaking kita.
BIR. Mas malaki po kita doon kaysa doon sa mga social media influencer. joke.
Pero masakit po sa ulo.
Oo. Pero it's a legit job kasi not that social media management is not a legit job, but this one is more on development because you're going to create something for other people to use, di ba? So hindi yung sarili mo lang na content and blog materials. So yun. So Any advice for those who want to start their blogs? Ngayon pa lang, yung parang, is it too late for them to start their blogs now? When we talk about blogs, yung
It's never too
WordPress
late.
sites.
Yeah, WordPress site. It's never too late. If you want to get started on something, even though if it's not a blog or if it's just a website that where you want to sell products or um, write useful information, do it.
Ano yung mga nakikita mong trends lately doon sa mga blogs, yung mga nagsusulputang blogs na blog websites? Ano karamihang contents nila?
I don't really have the time to read blogs. And when I do, it's usually for tech blogs. I'm always checking out Medium.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of tech tidbits there that I just consume on a daily basis. But I don't really go around and check blogs. I did before, but now it's just I just don't have the time.
Oras talaga kalaban, Parang kulang yung
Oh
24
no,
hours.
kulang.
Kulang. Hey Fred, do you have any question to our friend JC here?
Yeah. For those newbie that wanted to learn CMS stuff, my question is why WordPress, and how long would it take for a complete beginner to learn how to use WordPress?
WordPress just on the theme side, like using it as a content editor or building WordPress websites. So which one?
Anything for the newbie, because the newbies wanted to explore,
Okay.
wanted to learn to play CMS stuff. There's a lot of CMS, but yeah, basically, why WordPress?
Because it's simple and it's popular and a lot of people love it. But yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very powerful platform and you can do a lot with it. There are some people who are, looking down on WordPress because it's easy. Let me tell you, it's not. It looks easy. It's easy to use, but in the back end, where everything is happening, it's really hard to get it to be easy to use for users. So easy is a relative term though. It really depends on how you use WordPress. You can call yourself a developer, add in a lot of plugins, install a lot of plugins, use those plugins on your website, bug it down. um, but yeah, it's fairly easy to use, just like all the other CMS. But it is the most popular because the very simple reason because it's very simple to use.
Ako, when I started blogging around 2003, I was trying out different CMSs until I settled with WordPress V2 and then WordPress. Bakit? For me, it's lightweight. I'm not sure if it is still true compared to other CMSs now. Pero during that time, nung nagsisimula yung mga CMS, WordPress was the lightest among the choices that time. And I'm running it on my own server. So makikita mo yung load eh. Kung medyo mabigat, yung iba kasi medyo mabigat, kita mo na kailangan mas mataas yung server requirements. So dun lang. And syempre, pag nasimulan mo, hindi ka nalilipat. Kaya from that day on, WordPress na talaga ginagamit ko.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
if you
same
have a
here.
lot of plugins added in, then it's going to slow down your website. So um, when you do add in plugins, make sure that they are legit. And most of the plugins in the repo are good to go. But then again, if you add in a lot of stuff, it's not going to help you.
Yeah. So and ano yun, security advice to those using WordPress. If you are no longer using any plugin or theme, remove it from your site, okay?
Remove it.
Hindi yes, hindi pupuwedeng it's just deactivated. Remove it totally from your website kung hindi niyo na siya ginagamit, okay? Pagsisimula na
And
nga
make
'yan.
sure that your website's themes and plugins are updated. But backup first.
Do you suggest for WordPress website owners to activate the automatic updates by default, or do you still
um,
prefer manual?
I mean, if it's a, well, I usually don't enable auto updates because it might break the site. So it's up to you, really. If you want to be safe, then keep it deactivated. But if there are some plugins that you know are not going to break your site, then I guess can have it automatically update.
Auto updates, yeah. Ako nagdala na ako eh. Kasi dati I turned on auto updates and my website broke, so hindi ko na siya inon ulit. Except for of course the core,
Oh.
di ba? Pero if you're using your
Mhm.
website every day and update, yeah, you should see if there are updates. Si Fred, na-encounter mo ba 'yon? Nag-crash yung website mo dahil sa auto updates. Naka-mute ka yata, naka-mute ka.
Never ako actually nag-auto-update kasi dati naranasan ko na nag-auto-update ako, nagkabasag-basag yung layout ko.
Yeah.
So that was long time.
Si Coach Rai, may experience yata kasi sabi niya, I agree, it's up to you. It's up to you how complicated you want it to be. I tried moving away from WordPress pero bumalik talaga ako sa kanya. Kaya so Mozilla, karamihan ng websites namin is running on WordPress because of its simplicity of maintaining, and from the side nung susulat, 'di ba? Medyo mas madaling gamitin yung interface ni WordPress.
Mhm.
So
And
sabi
also
niya,
for those of you who are not using Gutenberg yet, WordPress is going to take out support for the what do you call that? The classic editor by end of 2021. So if you're not
no
yet on
choice.
Gutenberg, yeah, test it out. You might be amazed. It's like working on WordPress documents.
Okay, cool. Sino pa ang may pahabol na tanong? Ikaw, Fred, may pahabol ka matanong bago natin bitawan si JC?
Well, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so yun. We thank JC, JC Palme, complete JC May Palmes, okay, for
Ay,
taking the
complete.
time. Nakita ko dito sa ano ko. Hindi. Okay, maraming salamat JC for what do you call this? For giving us the time sa invitation namin kahit medyo short notice. So siguro in one of our online meetups, yung monthly meetups, so mahaba yun eh. We can have you in the future to give workshop perhaps if you want to share techniques on how to maintain, how to create stuff on WordPress. I am sure our Mozillian followers, our volunteers would love to have a session something like that. Okay, maraming
Sure, I'd
salamat.
love to do that. Just let me know a month before.
Sure. Medyo, tight schedule ni JC.
Tight schedule.
Pero, huli tayo nakita in person 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was two
Around this
years
week.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Iloilo. That was Word Camp, Iloilo.
WordCamp Iloilo. Yeah,
August
hopefully we have one
2019.
August. Yeah. So yeah, exactly right now. So 24
Yes.
and 25 was when WordPress Iloilo was held. So
So cool. And we have the WordPress session for tonight. Maraming salamat. Okay? We won't hold you kasi alam namin na medyo tight yung schedule mo. Maraming salamat. So ulitin ha. Huwag kang madadala sa amin
sure.
and ingat kayo dyan.
You too. Thank you for having me and allowing me to wing everything.
Maraming salamat, okay? So to our listeners, to our viewers, nasan man kayo sa mundo, magandang umaga, tanghali, hapon, gabi. Ingat kayo dyan. Fred, anything? Ingat kayo dyan Fred, okay? Sa Abu Dhabi, okay? See you! Bye-bye! Mabuhay kayong lahat.
See you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye!